you're good.
And welcome, everyone. And welcome, everybody, to the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here in beautiful Richmond, British Columbia, as we get set for the third annual event here of some of the brightest and best future stars, which are the 15 and 16-year-old division of the Prospect Challenge here. Hi, I'm your voice for FPC this afternoon, John Burleson, and we're going to be checking in all afternoon with some of the top 150 athletes that are competing in football across this great country, and we have an international flair today. We've got players from the United States competing against the Canadian talent, and all of these young men come from all parts of North America. We've got players from Texas and Kansas and California, New Jersey and South Carolina, and we've got other players that have come from Northern Ontario and Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and of course, supernatural British Columbia. And these young men are here to put their best foot forward. They are a brand themselves, and they're starting at a young age to understand what it takes to get looked at by those scouting departments at the university and collegiate levels at the next level, and that's where they're aiming to go. So it's going to be good fun this afternoon. The teams have had the national anthems played, and they're getting last-minute instructions from the officials. And the rules and the format for the game today are a little different. No special teams involved in this contest, so you won't see kickoffs, kickoff returns, punting, or kicks on extra points. What you will see are offense and defense. Each offense and each defense given the same playbook, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. And then on converts for the extra points, no 2-point conversions. It's only 1 point, and you either have to run it or pass it to get it in. And so that's what we'll be looking at this afternoon. Another rule change is that if you have a fourth down, you get to determine whether you want to just defer and as a punt and give it to the other team, or you can go for it on fourth down depending on how confident you feel in your offensive unit. So those are the rules. Those are the formats. The other thing is the coaches get to be on the field with the players, and that leads into why this format structure has been set. All-star teams do have a bit of a challenge when they come together, getting in sync and getting to know each other. And so by having the coaches on the field, having them there to provide last-minute instruction and what have you, will give the players the ability to adjust quicker and to be able to execute. And the playbooks have been kept the same for both sides, and that's going to help keep things simple and allow the players to just focus on execution and being able to demonstrate what their capability is at this present time at this level. So the future stars are on tap right now. We just got through seeing the underclassmen, which were the grades 8 and 9 out there doing their thing. And then coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon, you'll be seeing the varsity division. And that's where the big boys come out. And you're going to get to see grades 11 and 12. And what Fox 40 does is they provide these prospect challenges nationally for grades 7 through 12. And it's a tremendous opportunity for these young men to be able to come together and demonstrate what they're capable of doing. And it's a great international event where they get to learn. Other players come from different parts of North America. And as many of you know, the game of American football is becoming really large, really quick around the world. And it's going to create new opportunities, not just for players. It's going to create opportunities for sports psychologists and physiotherapists and equipment people and coaches and trainers and all of the support staff that go into making the game of football what it is. And so it's fun. It's exciting. We're glad you're here with us this afternoon. Beautiful day. Sunshine today. 11 degrees, the expected high. And that should hit its zenith around 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. So here we go. The Canadians have the ball first. They're in the white, FPC Pacific, and they're going up against the camouflaged gray and black of the U.S. First down. Quarterback is going deep, and he's got a man wide open right from the beginning. Nice pass, beautiful pass, nice catch on that. And the quarterback is Jackson Harnett. He had a really good day on Friday. He is from Alberta and did a nice job on Friday leading his team down, and he's picking up right where he left off this afternoon. And so look for him. He likes to go to the air a lot, and so look for him to be a bit more in the passing side of things rather than just a read option type quarterback. And we're seeing a lot of that this weekend. We're seeing a lot of zone read, zone option type quarterbacks, but Jackson, he likes to throw. And so it'll be good fun to see how he distributes the ball this afternoon. All right, Pacific's out. 2-by-2 set, 10 personnel on the field, and Jackson is surveying the defense here, seeing what they're going to give him. Most of the defenses have been running a one-high safety cover 3 look throughout the tournament. Haven't seen a lot of cover 2 or cover 4, so it'll be interesting to see if any of the DCs decide to adjust that a little bit. All right, ball to Jackson. He hands it off. Running back, good move, and he is going to go. He is going to go all the way in, and that runner is Ethan Schuin, and what a nice run he made. He just took it, bounced to the outside, and never looked back. And so in 2 plays, FPC Pacific is up by 6. 6-0 early in this 4-quarter game. 12-minute quarters, and so there's no official clock on the field, but as the players change sides, you'll get the idea of what quarter that we're in. And we'll try to give you some sort of an idea of where we are on the clock. For those of you joining us around the world and around the globe, we welcome you to this broadcast. We still have another tilt this afternoon, so sit back, relax, and enjoy a lot of good high school football coming to you from Western Canada and being broadcast around the World Wide Web. All right, here's your 1-point conversion. No kickers allowed, no special teams allowed, and no 2 points allowed. So it's 1, and he's just going to toss it off, and the Americans read that really well. So they will not make the conversion on that, but they will be up by 6. And they're off to a good start. Harnett and Schoen doing the damage here early on in the game. I want to remind you that Fox is our proud partner, Fox 40, and they are the official athletic supplier of the FPC. They're the official keyless whistle, and if you've been to any sporting event, if you're a coach, if you're a referee, you always know that Fox whistles are dependable, they're official, and they're authentic. And get yours today, either online through Amazon or at your local sporting goods store. Fox 40, a proud sponsor of the third annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here in Richmond, British Columbia. All right, the Americans come out in trips, and they're going to hand that ball off to the running back, and then he is going to pick up about, I'm going to guess, about 5 yards. Nice little run off tackle there, but they showed trips, and that's been a tendency that we've seen all weekend where they show trips, but they run out of it. And a lot of times they like to run to the backside. So we'll see if they change up on that and start to use trips a bit more in the passing game. But right now they're using it basically to set up the run. Again, trips left. Quarterback is surveying the defense, and now he's going to take the snap. Good snap, hands the ball to the running back again, and this time he picks up maybe 4 yards. I think they're going to have him a little short of the first down, so we're going to say it would have been second and short, or third and short, but it looks like there's a flag on the field, and we'll see who the offender is, and it looks to be the Edge team themselves. So they're going to get backed up now. And instead of third and short, it's going to be second and long. Six nothing. FPC Pacific leading the USA Edge future stars, 15 and 16-year-olds in this division. Ball snaps at the quarterback. He fakes it to the running back, and he hits a slant right over the middle. Beautiful catch by number 5, and well run play, well-designed play, and that is going to get their first down back. And that's the one thing you got to remember about the offenses. In the modern passing game, you can be down a lot, third, fourth and long, and you can come back very, very quickly and get that first down. All right. We have a 1st and 10 for the Americans. Take the ball. The ball's going to the running back. He's met right away. And really, really nice tackle. And they're trying to go on a hurry-up offense here. They were met right away by Riley Schaefer. He's 6'4", 230, and he really put a licking on that running back. All right, he's going deep. Quarterback has a man, and it is caught. It is a completed ball. The ball was ahead of him, and he turned on the afterburners and laid out for it, and that really moves the chains. And the Americans are on a drive of their own, and they're knocking on the red zone door here. Down by 6, and this is turning right now into a little bit of an offensive showcase. The Americans are running hurry up. Ball is snapped to the quarterback. Fakes it to the running back, and again, he ran the same play to number 5, and again it's successful. That inside little slant that is a very hard route to cover for a defensive back, and that is going to give them another first down. So the Edge are definitely in business, and they have found a weakness in the Pacific defense. Ball is handed to the running back, breaks the first tackle, and he's brought down again by number 5, which is Blake. He's 6'1", 204, and he is a ranked CFC 100 player in Canada, and he lowered the lumber on that guy. So Javon Blake also plays running back, but he showed some prowess there in bringing down the Edge offensive running back. We have a player down on the field, shaken up a little bit. And so while they tend to him, I'll remind you that CanadaFootballChat.com is your one-stop resource for all news and analysis on players and player development in varsity football across this country, and even in the JUCO division. And so if you want to be part of that, you can go to canadafootballchat.com and sign up today. It's just under $14 for an annual membership. And you also get a 25% discount today on that membership. So go there and you'll get all kinds of news, analysis. You'll get the CFC 150, the CFC 100. You'll get the Elite 60, and you'll get the CFC 27. And that is a tremendous tool if you're a parent that has a player currently in varsity football. If you're a coach, if you're a scout, it just gives you tremendous amount of resources at your fingertips in order to track players. So go online today, get your membership, and sit back and start enjoying some of the hard work that Lee Barrett and his crew have put together for you. All right, they're still tending the player on the field who got shaken up a little bit, and they are currently, the Edge, on a drive here with a first down, or a second down, actually. Looks like it's second down. And they are knocking at the door, trying to tie this score, go ahead. 6-0. The Canadian Pacific team leads the USA Edge team. 15, 16-year-olds right now on the field. Coming up here next will be the varsity. And these are the big guys. And they're going to be out 17, 18-year-old players, currently in grades 11 and 12. And all of this action, by the way, this weekend is leading up to an April 28th date on the eastern side of Canada at the University of Toronto. Well, there'll be another Fox 40 Prospect Challenge underway there, and they'll have an invitation-only weekend. And out of these two weekends, you're going to see 60 players selected to participate in the June 1st national game that will be broadcast by TSN. And that game is happening on June 1st, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's really going to put a lot of these guys on the map of collegiate and university football departments. So make sure that you tune in for all of that. And the young man is now walking off under his own power. That's always a good thing. And they're getting ready. They're getting ready to get the action going again. Beautiful day here in Richmond, British Columbia. If you've never been to Vancouver, wonderful place, beautiful place. And the city of Langley's rolled out the red carpet for us here this weekend. Nice facilities here at Minoru Park. And we want to thank the Richmond Raider local football organization for helping out as well with a lot of the grounds crew and the chains and all the stuff that they've supplied. All right, returning to action now, we've got the Edge coming to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to start to look to see how they can tie the score or go ahead here. They had a lot of momentum going in prior to the injury, so we'll see what happens here. Ball is snapped, given to the running back, and he's got a hole. He's going to score. He is in. Tied it at 6. Nice drive by the American squad as they tie the game here. And it looks like this afternoon's Future Stars game is going to be an offensive showcase. So the fans are going to love this. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge broadcast worldwide around the World Wide Web. And here locally here in Vancouver, British Columbia, in the city of Richmond, a suburb of this lower mainland community. Beautiful day, 11 degrees, and good football weather. All right, 1-point conversion attempt coming up here. Ball is snapped. Quarterback's looking to the outside, and he's got a man, and he's got the conversion. So the Edge go up by 1, 7-6 here over the FPC Pacific squad. I've just been handed a note saying they've changed the format and they're getting a 2-point conversion now. And so instead of getting the 1-point conversion, we're getting the 2-point conversion. So there we go. 8-6 is now the score. Well, all right, as they switch sides, we'll get ready to see what Pacific does in response to the Edge's drive there. Both teams looking sharp early on. We're still in the first quarter here. A lot of these players are playing both sides of the ball. You're going to get to see how, as a multi-sport athlete, that conditioning pays off. All right, Harnett takes the ball, hands the ball off, and the runner is going. He breaks several tackles, and I think that's Sawchuk. I'm pretty sure that's Sawchuk on the carry. Nice run. So that's going to move the chains and give him a first down. All right, Harnett's to the line of scrimmage. They got 10 personnel in, going 2 by 2. Ball is snapped. Harnett takes back. He's going to his left. He's got the slant, but overthrown and almost picked off by the Americans. The ball was a little high coming off of Harnett's hands, and it almost cost him. So they're going to take another look. But that slant route, that quick slant on the inside, has been problematic for the U.S. all day so far. And if they don't get a solution for it, Pacific's going to continue to capitalize on it. That's going to bring up second down. FPC Pacific comes to the line of scrimmage. That offensive line is a good-looking offensive line for the Canadians. Sawchuk's in the backfield to the left of Harnett. Takes the ball. Harnett's going to keep it, and he's going to run. This was a designed run from the beginning, and boy, does he have the first down. He slides, and he picked up the first down. Well done. Well done. I tell you what, Jackson Harnett has had an extremely good weekend, and this young man from Alberta is making his presence known, and I have a suspicion that he's going to be moving up the CFC 150 very quickly. All right, fresh set of downs. Still in the first quarter. 8-6, USA Edge leading the Canadian FPC Pacific group. Ball is snapped. Harnett in the eye, takes the ball, and he's looking to the outside. He wants to turn that corner, and he does. Breaks one tackle, bounces off a second guy. And, you know, for a 5'8", 148-pound running back, he brings it. Like, he's not afraid to lower his shoulder and go right at you. Picked up about 8.5 yards. It's going to be second down. And Pacific once again driving and just outside of that red zone. A lot of times people feel that when the offense gets in the red zone that they have the defense in a bad position, but really they don't. The defense has a shorter area of field to defend, and so they actually have a little bit of an advantage. At least D coordinators like to look at it that way. All right, second down, ball snap to Harnett. He gives it to Sawchuk. He's got a hole, and I mean to tell you, he stiffs-armed that guy. He may go. He may go. He breaks oh, wow. He made 3 or 4 guys miss before he finally spun out of bounds, and he's definitely down to around the 5-yard line. And FPC Pacific is knocking on the door again. I tell you what, if he had... He did a little stutter step, and if he'd hit the afterburners there, I think he might have had a shot to punch it in. But either way, nice running by Sawchuk. He had a tremendous day on Friday afternoon and really showcased his talent there, and he's picking right up, just like Harnett, where they left off. Both of these players are ranked in the top 100 of the CFC rankings. So you're getting to see 2 of the better players nationally showcased here right now. In the gun, ball's fake to Sawchuk, and Harnett just keeps that, and he walks right in untouched. Like there wasn't a edge defender anywhere near him, and he just held the ball out as he waltzed right into the end zone. And that gives FPC Pacific a 12-8 lead, and they're going to go for 2. We're still in the first quarter. Future stars. These are 15, 16-year-old all-star athletes from all across Canada and the United States. You know, we're focusing on Harnett and on Sawchuk, but I have to tell you, that offensive line is doing a great job. Really well done. In the gun, Harnett's looking, takes the ball, and the whistles and the laundry fly. I think this may go against FPC. Probably a false start. And they're going to reload and try this again. Officials for today's game have been working hard over the weekend. They've done a pretty darn good job, actually. It just seems that every time they get in the red zone, that's where the laundry starts to fly. Not really sure why. There's consistency there, but... Okay, so the penalty was actually against the edge, and that was a half a distance to the goal thing. So here we go. 2-point conversion coming up. And we have 10 personnel on the field. Fakes to Sawchuk. He's rolling to his right. Harnett looks, and the ball is short. He was trying to get the receiver on a crossing route. And as he rolled to his right, I don't think he got his shoulder square, and the ball just kind of came out of his hand a little bit wobbly and then fell to the turf. But either way, FPC now goes up 12-8. They've regained the lead, and they'll set to defend against the USA Edge group. You're watching the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge, the third annual Prospect Challenge from the west coast of Canada. Richmond, British Columbia, here at beautiful Minaroo Park. An opportunity for some of the top 15 and 16-year-old football players in the country to showcase their talent against some of the top players of the United States this weekend. Quarterback hands the ball off to the running back, number 16, and he is around the corner, and he gets some very tough yardage, but it's 9 yards. And what a nice run by him. So that's going to bring up about a second and let's call it 1.5. How about that? Let's change this. Second down play has turned into a first down. Nice run. And the Edge are back in business. You know, this is shaping up to be a little bit of an offensive afternoon. So nice entertainment for the fans. You know, the game has changed so much. It used to be ground and pound, power I, wing stuff. And now with the modern passing game, one of the benefits of a modern passing game is you get more guys involved in every play, and it makes it a lot more fun for not just the player, but it does make it fun for the fans as well. Timeout called by USA Edge as they want to talk this over a bit. They've got a 1st and 10, and they're at midfield. They were ahead. Scoring opened early with the FPC Pacific crew going up 6-0. They missed the conversion, and then Edge came back, drove down the field. Powerful running and passing, and they went up 8-6. And the Pacific just responded. Again, driving down the field, beautiful passing by Harnett, and great running by Sawchuk, and now they're up 12-8. So both teams so far have scored on each possession. And now the Edge are looking to take the lead once again. Want to remind you that Fox 40, they're the official whistle that's P-less. And man, if you've been a coach or an umpire, referee, anybody involved in athletics, you know the name Fox means quality. Best whistle on the planet, and you can get yours today. They're authentic, they're official, and you can find them at a sporting retailer near you or online at Amazon. All right, edge quarterback takes a look, claps his hands, gets the ball a little, snaps a little low. Now he's looking, a little skinny slant, and he had it in his hands, and 80 could not hold on to it. It bounced off his knee as he came up trying to grab it again and fell to the turf, and that was just a little post route, really, skinny post. And it was there. It was there. They'll come back to that. You watch. At some point in time, the OC is going to call that play again. Second down and 10. FPC Pacific defending their lead. They're up 12-8. Little RPO package, pass to the outside, caught, moves the ball, a couple yards on that. It'll bring up third down. He might have got a yard, two, maybe. We're just going to call it 3rd and 8.5. How about that? If you're joining us around the world, welcome to the 3rd annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. 3rd down, quarterback takes the ball, hands it off to 17, and that running back powers his way for a few yards, but that'll bring up 4th down. That'll bring up 4th down. I didn't see a flag on the field. Yep, 4th down. And let's just say 5. 4th and 5, maybe 5.5. And here we go. They got trips left. Quarterback's going to take the ball, low snap, fakes it to the running back, who now goes on the pass route, but he's looking downfield deep, and he's got it. He had a man wide open on the outside, but he threw to the crossing receiver, who caught it anyway, right in between two defenders, and they have a 1st down. Beautiful pass, moving the chains, and a fresh set of downs as they're now inside the red zone, knocking on the door once again. Again, trips left, hurry up offense. Low snap. Looking for that inside post that I told you about earlier. They came back to it, but the throw was a little off. And they will reload. They will reload. And try it again. 2nd down. Second down and 10. They're in trips left. Quarterback's looking, under pressure, almost sacked, keeps the ball, and he moves it forward for probably 3 or 4 yards. Nice reaction by the quarterback. He had a linebacker almost take his head off right at the last minute, but he dropped the ball, tucked it in, and took off and managed to get some positive yards out of the deal. That'll bring up 3rd down, so they still have 2 opportunities to get this ball into the end zone. 12-8. The Canadians lead the Americans here in the first half here of the 3rd annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. All right, ball snapped. Fake to the running back. Little RPO work there, but too high for the wide receiver to bring it in. And that'll bring up 4th down. And they'll have to draw something up now to try to punch that in. Both of these teams have been throwing the ball a lot more than what we've seen in the earlier game today. So it's always fun and exciting for the fans, either here or at home when you see the ball being distributed around the field. It also means all the players on the field know that at any moment they too can get the ball. And in a spread offense or an air raid offense, the first rule is if you want the ball, get open. It's pretty simple. All right, fakes to the running back. Quarterback's looking in the end of the end zone. He's got a wide open receiver, and that was a nice, sneaky little route. And that receiver has 6 points, number 4 for the edge. And nice little route. He had at least 3 steps on that defender. I think he got kind of lost in the trash, as we say, and managed to get himself open. So that's going to take the Americans up 14-12, and they're looking to add a 2-point conversion. So the Americans reclaim the lead. USA edge up 14-12 now. And here comes the conversion attempt. They fake it to the running back, quarterback keeps it, and he goes in. So that's going to make it 16-12. 4-point lead for USA Edge over the FPC Pacific Squad here at the 3rd annual FPC 40 Prospect Challenge in Richmond. This is the West Coast edition of the Prospect Challenge that's being held nationally. That will culminate on June 1st with a nationally broadcast game between the Elite 60 players. And that's going to be a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for 60 of these young men here in Canada. So FPC Pacific is going to take over, and they're going to have a fresh set of downs now. Looking to see if they've kept, yeah, they do. They have Harnett in at quarterback. Number 1. And that's Ethan Schuen in the backfield with Harnett. Schuen had a great touchdown run. Ran really hard, quick, explosive to the outside. And I'll tell you what, one of the things that we've seen early on is the offensive lines for both of these groups have done a really good job. And a lot of times the wide receivers and quarterbacks, they all get the flash and the fandom. But at the end of the day, it's the big boys down in the trench that decide whether teams win or lose. And so keep your eye on these offensive lines. All right, there we go. Harnett hands the ball off, but this time the Edge read it, and they read it well. And Schuen had nowhere to go. He's going to take a loss of at least 2. And they're going to have to regroup. It's one of the few times today that Pacific has been caught for a loss. (16-12), Edge over FPC. Ball snapped, kept. Harnett running to the left side. He's trying to evade a defender. Didn't get a block from the receiver. And otherwise, he would have sprung it for a lot more. The receiver just didn't get the handle on blocking. That's one of the key things as a wide receiver. For those of you young men watching this game and you're a wide receiver, what separates receivers, especially as you climb from level to level, is your ability not just to catch the ball, but it's your ability to block. Jerry Rice prided himself on blocking more than anything else, and he is arguably, without question, the best receiver to ever play the game. All right, that's going to bring up a 3rd down instead of a 1st down, and we'll see what the Pacific crew decides to do. We'll see what the Pacific crew decides to do. 3rd down. Harnett's got it, and he's running. No, that's Schuen, and Schuen keeps going, and he's broken out, and he may go all the way. He's got one man to beat. And he gets taken out of bounds in the red zone. And he's down near the 4 or 5 yard line. What a great run by Ethan Schuin. Sure. 16-12. And the fun just keeps coming. What a great run, and they're moving it back. Did you guys see a flag? I didn't see a flag on the field, but they seem to be moving. Oh, it may be a change of quarter. That's what we is. Sorry, folks. We don't have an official clock up there, and we don't have the ability to communicate with the refs on the field, so we're having to kind of fly a little blind here. So it looks like it is the beginning of, that's what it is. It's the beginning of the second quarter, and they'll go for the 2-point conversion as they change the ends of the field with FPC regaining the lead from the edge. Or no, he didn't score yet, actually. He's still down. So what a brilliant run. That was Schuin, and he took the ball to the outside and brought several tackles. And, boy, he can put some speed on there, too. He just hit the afterburners, and they finally brought him down. And it looks like they didn't give him the marking we thought they were going to get. He's on about the 15. There he goes again. Schuin looking for some space. Hard running on the inside. Made a couple guys miss. And, again, showing his ability to change direction. This young man has a bright future if he keeps working. That'll bring up second down. Looks like he picked up about 5 yards, maybe 6 on that run. Edge are getting a little tired, I think. They got to dig a little deep on that D-line. They've got to put up some resistance now as they're trying to cling to that 4-point lead that they have. Arnott takes the ball. He's looking. This time he thought about it for a minute, but then he decided just to keep it, and he stretches the ball out, and he should be close to a first down. Let's see where they mark it. And he does. He has a first down. Or no, he doesn't. They say it's third down. Third down and short. I'm going to guess he's got at most a foot. And he can pick up a go-ahead touchdown here for the FPC Pacific's crew. Arnott's a quarterback. Schuin's getting the reps at running back. He stays in the game, and he's in the tailback position behind the quarterback. They're running 10 personnel. Quarterback keeps. He's trying to push through. They're trying to push him through. And let's see if they get the score. There's no official signal yet, and now we see it. All right. FPC Pacific, go ahead. They are now up 18-16. Over the USA Edge squad, and they will try the 2-point conversion now. That was just a little quarterback sneak, and they all just got behind and pushed him through. He only had about a foot, maybe, to go, so he just tried to find some sort of little spot in between those big guys in front of him and get low enough that he could get the ball across the plane of the goal. Oh, pass is broken up. That ball hung just a little bit, and the linebacker was right there. So the score will stay 18-16 in favor of the FPC Pacific squad as we are now in the second quarter. of this Fox 40 Prospect Challenge game in Richmond, British Columbia. I want to remind you that if you want to keep track of all these player rankings and see where varsity football players are in this great country of Canada, the CanadaFootballChat.com website is your one-stop resource for everything that you need to do that. They have news, they have analysis, they have the CFC 150, 100, Elite 60, they have the CFC 27. They've got everything that you could possibly need, and it's less than $14 a year. And today you get a 25% discount off of that. So if you're in the coaching business, if you're a scout for a university, if you're a parent of a player that's working their way up the ranks, go there today and sign up. The Edge take the ball, and 16 takes that ball and runs it out. He's very close to a first down if he didn't get it. I mean, he's very, very close. Officials are checking to see if he made it. And that was a nice run. He just took the ball and bounced it off the backside, went to the boundary, and it looks like he did get that first down. Nice running by number 16 for the Edge. This is an offensive showcase. Each one of these teams has been able to move the ball pretty much at will up and down the field. So right now it's setting up to be one of these games that whoever has the ball last is probably going to win the game. All right, first down and 10. Edge taking a look. Quarterback takes the ball. He doesn't even hesitate. He's going to run it. He's just going to run this ball. And he's 17, moves outside. He probably picks up about 4 yards, maybe 3.5 yards on the run. So that'll bring up a second down and 7. And there's a flag on the field. And I think they're going to get somebody for holding. My guess is they caught somebody holding, and I think it's against the Edge. So that's going to back them up. One of the things, especially if this was on the interior of the line, there's holding on every play. And the basic thing is you don't get caught. You keep your hands inside. Get those hands, get those thumbs up, get the hands inside on those breastplates of the shoulder pads, and you won't get called. But you get your hands outside of there, and they'll call it every time if they see it. All right. So instead of 2nd and 7, we now have 1st and 15. So the Edge go back to work. Got 10 personnel. Gives the ball to 16 again, and he's got some space, and this kid's running hard. He's turned the corner, and he is turning on the afterburners, and he's brought down from behind. Really nice tackle by the Pacific defender, and he had to jet to catch up with this young man. This man's got some speed, and he's got size too. Nice running by this young man. All right, timeout called. And the Edge are pulling the entire offensive unit to the sideline and talking to them. I think the coaches really want to emphasize the importance of this drive. And every rep, every single down counts for these players. All of these players are trying to showcase themselves. Nowadays, these players have become their own brand. And so they have to showcase themselves in the best light possible, because with the advent of all the modern technology that's out there and available to coaching staffs and scouting departments, we have a saying, tape don't lie. And so anything we see on tape, we see a player go out there and have great results in a game, and it's on tape, that's huge for us. And you can scout players from all over the planet via videotape. Always it helps to go in person and be able to watch a guy. And we don't just look for 3-minute highlights on tape. We want to see full games. But This is important for these young men. All right, the edge of regroup. Quarterback takes the snap, and he keeps it. And he runs right between the guard and tackle, and he picks up some positive yards. They're trying to change the tempo up just a little bit. Coach is yelling instruction. They're playing a little faster now. They're trying to increase the tempo of the game and tire out the Pacific defenders. That's one of the things an up-tempo game does, is it doesn't allow the defense to substitute packages onto the field. Snap to the quarterback. He's looking deep. He's got that inside slant, and again, it is caught, and the chains are going to move. Nice, nice play. That's been open all day. These guys are going to come back to that all day long, and they're going to do it until the Pacific crew can stop it. As we say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the third annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge from beautiful Richmond, British Columbia. Wonderful facility here at Minaroo Park. They've got brand new aquatic center across the way there. The staff here have been just great, helping get everything set up for today's, this whole weekend, really. And this is the final day of this international tournament. So I want to say thank you to everybody in Richmond, everybody here for the Richmond Raiders for doing such a great job and helping this tournament happen. All right. Oh, snap is past the quarterback. It was a low snap. He picks it up, and he's going to try to make something out of nothing here. And he's getting caught from behind. And there is a flag on the field. And we'll see what the ref saw. It may have been a horse collar. I saw the hand get up there, and we'll see if that's what's going to be called. And if it is, that will be devastating for Pacific, because they had the edge quarterback for a huge loss, as it was a low snap that got by him. But he did have the presence of mind to run behind it and pick it up. But it looks like it's going against the edge. So they've got the first down marker on the field. I'm trying to locate where the chain crew went. But it's still the edge ball, regardless. One of the things you're noticing, you're saying, hey, who are those guys out there? Well, coaches are allowed to be on the field in this format. And these, not going to blow this one dead. There was something that the refs didn't like right away, probably movement before the ball was snapped. So one of the things about this format is it allows the coaches to get out there and help these guys, because in all-star groupings, it's very difficult to get in sync in such a short period of time. So in this format, for this challenge, basically the organizers just wanted the players to be able to focus on executing rather than having to memorize, 623 plays. And so the coaches are on the field. They're able to help them. Both teams have been given the same playbook, both offensively and defensively, and we've taken special teams off the board. And so outside of a two-point conversion, these guys are just able to go out and run a few select plays and focus on execution. All right, edge's ball, quarterback's back. He's looking to his right. He was trying to find the outside receiver, but he had stumbled, and he wasn't even looking at the ball, and the defender was right on him anyway. So the ball went out of bounds, and they live to play another day. Second down. And for some reason, we managed to lose the chain crew. We lost the chain crew. All right. folks. Here we go. Second down. And gives to the running back, but he's swarmed right away. Maybe picked up a yard, maybe two. Nice tackle there by the FPC Pacific defender. And that was Riley Sheffer. He's 6'4", 230. And that's good size for a 15, 16-year-old football player. This young man, he's got everything it takes physically. He just needs to keep working. But that certainly helped him. That was a nice track down of that running back. That'll bring up third down. Again, if you're just joining us, it's the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. 18-16 is the score, with the USA Edge in the black and gray cami and the FPC. Oh, we got a little reverse, a little trickery out of the book. As the edge receiver takes it around, he's got the first down, and he's got a whole lot more. Nicely called reverse. That Z receiver just went right around behind and took it all the way for a first down. Caught the Pacific crew napping a little bit, and that definitely moves the chains. However, they're still showing it was fourth down, not first. I'm trying to wait and see if that's the official ruling. It looked like he got the first down. Maybe it's fourth. But if it is fourth, it's going to be he's really close to the first down. So we'll see how this plays out. This has been a long drive for the USA Edge group. All right, little swing pass to the running back. Oh, he's got some space. And he was caught from behind. And he was caught by the shoulders. There was no horse collar there. But he had a lot of space. That was a nice call by the offensive coordinator. So that'll set up what looked to be a first down. But I guess for whatever reason, they didn't do it. So it's a change of possession. So after all of that activity, it's still 18-16. Pacific ahead of Edge by 2 points, with Pacific taking over. And they'll look to drive down the field here before half and see if they can get some more points on the board. I want to thank our sponsors today. Fox 40, of course, Fox Whistles being the best in the world. And then we also have Bodywear. We have the Canadian Football League. And, of course, CanadaFootballTalk.com. I want to thank all those wonderful sponsors for making this happen. And we've got a breakaway here. Wow, what a nice run by the Pacific ball carrier. He turned the corner. He went to the right, hit the corner, full stride, and he wasn't touched until 20 yards downfield. That was a really nice run. That was probably the longest run of the day. Actually, no. Schoen had an earlier run. So that's probably the second longest run of the day. And we couldn't see the number of the runner, unfortunately, from this perspective. So, but they have a first down. 1st and 10. If you look off into the distance, you'll see the varsity teams warming up on the practice facility. And they're coming up next at 2 o'clock. It will be kickoff for them. And those are the grades 11 and 12. And those big boys will get out here. And they had a banging game on Friday. So we look for more of the same this afternoon at 2. Oh, and they drew him offside. Nice cadence change to count. Pacific draws the edge offside, so that'll move the ball. And I'm pretty sure at halftime the coaches are going to be talking to the edge lineman, telling him to watch the ball, don't listen to the quarterback. Well, instead of 1st and 10, it is now 1st and 5. And the Pacific crew comes to the line of scrimmage. They're in 10 personnel, running back to the quarterback's left. And Harnett looking, he throws the swing pass. And he's got Sawchuk on the outside. He turns the corner, spins past one defender, spins past two defenders, and keeps it going. He's broke it free. He is going to go all the way, folks. That is 6 points. What a beautiful run by number 14. Man, does that guy have some move. He had the presence of mind to stay inside the line and turned it upfield. Bennett Sawchuk, 6 points. Again. Wow. That might be the run of the tournament so far. So that moves Pacific up to a 24-16 lead, and they'll go for 2. As we're heading into the waning moments of the first half. Second quarter about to end. And that was a huge score for Pacific. As right now, they are up by 8. And if they can get this 2-point conversion, that would put them up by 10 going into halftime. Halftime's always interesting. Coaches have to make very quick adjustments. And in this tournament, they only get a 5 or 6 minute halftime break. So it's not going to be long. So once we go to half here, folks, take a moment, run to the kitchen, grab those nachos or whatever, come back and get ready for this second half. All right, Harnett hands the ball off, and I don't see a signal that he got in. I think the edge read it quite well, and that was a nice stop by them. I don't think he made it. So it'll stay 24-16, 8-point lead. 1 possession lead for FPC Pacific. And the Edge are going to take the ball and see what they can do with it right here before halftime. Earlier in the game, we did see a 1-play, 1-score thing, so you never know. It could happen. Every rep counts. Beautiful day here on the West Coast. 11 degrees, the expected high. The winds were variable, and they were just slight earlier, but they're starting to pick up now, so it is making it a little bit cooler than what we normally thought it would be. But there's no rain, and that's a good thing. As on Thursday night, it was just miserable for these guys. They were out here for 4 or 5 hours practicing, trying to get the playbook digested and get to know their teammates, and it was cold and wet. But thankfully on Friday and Saturday, the weather continued to get better, and today it's just beautiful. All right, 1st and 10. USA Edge has the ball. Quarterback takes the ball. He looks to the running back and then overthrows the open crossing route, running a little shallow cross there. Number 11 couldn't get the handle on it. It was past his outstretched hands, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. USA Edge, players from lots of different parts of the lower 48 here today. California, New Jersey, South Carolina, Arkansas. All right, quarterback hits inside slant route to number 2, and that ball is completed, and he picked up about 17 yards on that play. That was really well done, maybe more actually. Why don't we just call it 21 yards? That was a nice catch, nice pitch and catch. Quarterback to receiver, and that's going to move the chains, and they better hurry as there's not a lot of time left on the clock. We don't have an official field clock, but we can tell by the coaching staff that they're trying to get plays out quickly. So 24-16, FPC Pacific over the USA Edge. Good football game so far today. Both teams moving the ball well. Nice pass to the outside. Little hitch route. Well defended, but it was completed. They'll pick up a couple yards on that. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Wouldn't surprise me to see them take a shot down the field now. This would be the time of game you'd probably want to do that. All right, 2nd down and 8. Coaches making last-minute personnel changes. They're running 20 personnel. Different look for the edge unit. Ball snapped to the quarterback. He's looking, pump fakes, and he is going deep. He is going to take that look. And it was there. It was there. It just went right through his hands at the last minute. He couldn't get the handle on it. And I don't know if he turned around and the sun was in his eyes, but you could see him go for it, but he just grasped air, and the ball fell harmlessly to the field. There is, however, a flag on the field. So let's see who this goes against. If it goes against Pacific, but nope, it looks like it's going against the edge. So an infraction, doesn't matter for the edge anyway, they're moving back. Mental mistakes. All right. 3rd down now. 24-16. Pacific leading the edge. Future stars here at the 3rd annual FPC Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. 20 personnel again. Ball snapped to the quarterback, gives to the running back. And number 16, he just keeps finding holes, and he's going to pick up about let's give him 4 yards, maybe 5. So that brings up 4th down and 5. They're hurrying to the line. They're going to stay in 20 personnel. Play side to the right. Fakes to the running back. It's going to the air. He's got the receiver, but it was read, immediately read by the Pacific defender, and he never balked at all. He knew exactly where that football was going. And that was Kai Thomas. He did a tremendous job there, number 26 for Pacific. So that ends that drive for the edge, and now Pacific is going to take over. We're not sure how much time is left on the clock, but they should get at least a couple plays in here. See if they can increase their lead here before halftime. 24-16 Pacific over the edge here at a U.S.-Canadian international football game featuring some of the best and brightest high school football athletes in both countries. All right, new quarterback in for Pacific, and a new running back as well. Quarterback is Simon Hales, and the running back just made a tremendous run, and I think he moved the chains. They've still got Ethan Schuin in at running back, and Ethan has done a tremendous job today. He has really shown in this game in this first half. Breakaway run, touchdown run, runs hard, has great acceleration. So he'll make the job easier for this new quarterback right away. 1st down and 10 for Pacific. So Hales hands the ball to Schuin, who breaks 2 tackles and is finally brought down. And he may have another first down. Like, this kid is just moving. And those offensive linemen are opening up some holes for him. Nicely done by the right side of the Pacific line. And they've got some bodies over there. They've got some big men for this age group on that side of the line. All of these guys are over 200 pounds, and they probably average around 250, 260. So at 15, 16 years old, this is a good-sized line, and they're definitely moving some people over there. Well, we got another first down and 10, 24-16. Pacific leads the edge, and we're still in the first half, but there's not a lot of time left, so they're going to try to get another score on the board before halftime. Want to remind you, coming up after this at 2 o'clock, we've got the U.S. versus Canada varsity level game, and that's at 2 o'clock kickoff, and it's going to be good. These are some really talented young men, and they play really, really hard football. All right, Hales takes the snap. He's looking. He's a left-handed quarterback, and that ball was hit. His arm was hit as he threw. It fluttered in the air, and the edge have picked it off, and he's going to return it to the house if he's not caught from behind. And he was. He was caught from behind and pushed out of bounds at the 1-yard line. What a great effort by both players. It was a great pick, but 11 just didn't have the speed to outrun Nolan number 4. And he's 6'2", 195 for Pacific. He's a CFC 100 player. And he brought the player down from behind. So now we have a first down on the 1-yard line, red zone play. Time running out of the first half. Edge are down by 8. So this is a huge play in this game, because if they punch this in and then they convert the 2-point conversion, this game is tied at 24 going in at halftime. Hales is a left-handed quarterback, and he rolled to his left to try to throw the ball. And as he threw it, his arm was hit, and I couldn't see who hit his arm, but the ball fluttered like a dead duck going end over end for about 3 or 4 seconds, and that was an easy pick for that linebacker, who just took off with it and almost punched it in. All right. 16 just takes the ball from the quarterback, and he just walks into the end zone. So that is a huge score and turnover. For the edge. And they are now down by 2. 24-22, 2-point conversion coming up here. What a game we've had here in the first half. This is quite the game. If they punch this in here, tie game going into halftime, and that's going to set up the second half to really be something special. Mishandled by the quarterback. He's looking to scramble out of the pocket. Oh, boy, was he dropped. Oh, my goodness, was he dropped. He was hit and immediately dropped by a blitzing linebacker, and that hit is probably the best of the game. That was Anthony Bolanos. My goodness. So the score will stay 24-22. Pacific over the edge. And that is halftime, folks. So we'll have a 5-minute break, and we'll be back for the second half. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. Second half about to get underway here at the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here in Richmond, British Columbia. Top 15, 16-year-old athletes here this weekend. Wonderful tournament. 24-22. The Canadians are leading the Americans by 2 points. Exciting first half, lots of scoring, couple big plays, couple bad penalties. All the things that make up good football games here. Second half underway as the USA Edge team has first possession. They're trailing by 2 against the FPC Pacific squad. Quarterback fakes the ball, and he tries a little skinny post there to that receiver, but incomplete. Ball a little high. If you're just joining us, you're watching the third annual West Coast edition of the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. It's nationally done, where both the East and the West have a challenge weekend just like this, and helps these young players at the high school level be able to move up the rankings chain and get noticed by colleges. Oh, almost a great catch, and ended up being a great defended play by Pacific as he just couldn't hang on to it. The Edge have the right idea. They're trying for those quick slants that are hard to defend, but Pacific is starting to adjust now and starting to play these receivers a little tighter. So they might have to open things up a little bit offensively in order to back them off. We have a fourth down now. Edge is going to try to convert this. They're going to go for it. They're down by 2. They have a choice on fourth down. The rules are such that they can choose to defer as in a punt, or they can go for it. And the Edge are choosing to go for it on this one. Ball is snapped to the quarterback. He's looking to throw all the way, and he's got a receiver, and he's got the first down. Nice conversion. Well done by the USA Edge receiver. Quarterback to receiver connection in sync there. And I have to tell you something, the Edge are getting known for, they'll get stopped for 3 plays, and then they seem to be able to convert these fourth downs. So it's never over with these modern offenses. All right, we got trips left. Quarterback gives to the running back, though, and number 16 is going to rumble his way, and he may have another first down. This young man's been running hard all afternoon, and he's done a great job at lowering his shoulder and just running, and he runs hard. So that's going to bring up what should be another first down. The chain crew a little behind in moving as they get reset there. We got a wide trips to the left, 10 personnel in the game. Running back takes the ball, and he's going to pick up a couple, maybe a yard and a half, maybe 2 on that carry, and that'll bring up second down and 8. U.S. team trying to increase the tempo just a little bit in this game. Keeps the defense from using their sub packages. Again, the ball fake to 16. This time they have a wide open receiver, and he was overthrown. He turned the other way, got his head turned around, and couldn't make the adjustment. Otherwise, that would have probably been 6 points. If you're just joining us again, this is a huge opportunity for these young men to be able to increase their standing on the CFC 150, 100 rankings nationally. And we're going to be talking with the CEO and founder, Lee Barrett, of CanadaFootballChat.com here in a few minutes. And he's got a tremendous amount of experience in being able to analyze players and to be able to help these guys find out where they're at in their quest to move to the next level of playing football. It's a tremendous website. If you haven't visited CanadaFootballChat.com, you need to, whether you're a parent or you're a scout. Oh, ball is deflected. And the Edge are going to have to, once again, try to convert another fourth down attempt in their quest to keep the chains moving. But back to CanadaFootballChat.com. If you haven't been there, it's a tremendous resource for you. And you're going to find all kinds of news and analysis and information right there at your fingertips. And it's available to you for less than $14 for the year. But today, you can get it for 25% off. $14 a month. I stand corrected. Still a great deal. And you get 25% off. All right, here we go. 4th down. And about 6. Quarterback sets, takes the ball, low snap, fakes it to the quarterback, the running back, and he's looking to the outside where he has that receiver. Again, a 4th down conversion, and he's still on his feet, and he may score, folks. And he does. What a great second effort by the outside receiver, number 80, and boy, did he lay it out on that one. Wow. Great effort. The Edge come out on the opening drive of the second half, and they send a message to Pacific right away. (28-24) the score right now as we just get underway here in the second half. 2-point conversion attempt coming up. And we have a flag. Always in the red zone, these flags. And that'll probably take it half the distance to the goal. 2-point conversion coming up now. We'll see what Edge wants to do. If they're going to keep it in the air, give it to the ground. A lot of read option all weekend long, so we'll see if they want to change it up a little bit. Pacific's going to press on the outside, looks like. They don't want to give up that inside slant that easy. It's been a meal ticket for the Edge all afternoon. And they give it to the 16. He's going to run it in. There was a hand on him, but he broke through, and he's got the 2 points. Nicely done. So that makes the score the USA Edge 30, the FPC Pacific 24. 6 points separates these two teams, and we're going to welcome in Lee Barrett. He's the CEO and the founder of CanadaFootballChat.com. Lee, how are you?
I'm great. How are you holding up?
Oh, you know, it's a wonderful weekend of football. What could be better? You've got great weather. What a wonderful facility here at Minaroo Park. Yep. You've got to feel happy about how it's coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. The weather's a nice cherry on the top.
Yeah, well, for those that are listening back east, obviously a little bit chillier there. Mm-hmm. I understand you're flying east this week.
Yeah, we're off to Winnipeg and Calgary Wednesday and Friday for our next round of the CanadaFootballChat.com prospect game tryouts.
Well, it's got to be warmer in both of those towns, right?
I'm betting it isn't.
Well, what's in store on your trip as over the next few months? What's coming up?
Yeah, so June 1st, TD Place Stadium in Ottawa, home of the Red Blacks. We play the first ever CanadaFootballChat.com prospect game, broadcast on the Sports Network, TSN. Mm-hmm. So we're very excited about that.
Yes.
It's going to bring together your best athletes from across Canada, age 2002, 2003. We're on track to qualify as a national in the CFL. Basically means you're Canadian. And this is the first of the evaluation process for that. This weekend has been for the players in this area. Mm-hmm. And then, as mentioned, we're off to Winnipeg. On Wednesday, we'll be evaluating people in that region, then off to Calgary on the Friday. And then the following week, we'll be in Toronto, Burlington area to be specific, on the Monday, and then wrapping it up in Montreal on Wednesday, the 27th.
Wow, that's quite the road trip. We've got action on the field. We have Pacific. That is shown again, just running really hard. He's put on a tremendous performance this afternoon. Really hard runner, very physical runner. And when you see play like that, Lee, it's gotta, you think, help him move up the rankings a little
Absolutely.
bit.
There's been players who have definitely helped themselves with regards to rankings this weekend.
Yeah. Well, Pacific now, While we're talking with Lee Barrett, CEO and founder of CanadaFootballChat.com, it is a first down picked up by Schoen, so they're going to reload here and have a fresh set of chains as they continue to drive down the field. The Edge have the lead. It's 30-24. 6 points here separates these two groups of all-star 15, 16-year-olds as they continue their journey to make a good impression here this weekend. Quarterback takes the ball. He's going to the outside. Nice catch and pitch here, and the receiver makes a couple guys miss. I'm trying to get the number on the receiver, but boy, did he do a nice job. He's got another first down for Pacific. Both of these offenses have been able to move the chains, Lee, almost as if they...
I think that was Nolan Olm, who's definitely high on our rankings. Would be
Is that Nolan?
Definitely considered for the CanadaFootballChat.com prospect game in June.
Well, so you've been happy with what you've seen so far this weekend?
Yeah, the talent's all been here, and we've Friday got some evaluation with the players who played in that games, and then obviously today as well, evaluating again some. We've got our national recruiting analyst here, Clint Utley, and he'll be with us as long as a few other coaches throughout the whole next 2 weeks adventure across Canada.
All right, Harnett takes the ball. He's looking again. He thought about it, then he decided to keep it, and he's just going to take what he can get, and he's got about 2 yards. You can see in his eyes he wanted to go downfield, and he just didn't have that option at the moment, and so he picks up 2, and he'll reload, and you'll have a 2nd and 8 for the Pacific as they drive here in the second half. What are you looking for in a varsity athlete? We've got the varsity guys coming up at 2 o'clock, and this is their final year for some of them. What should they be focused on, in your opinion, more than anything else?
Well, I think to be a great football player, it's not just about practice, it's not just about games, it's about the whole 12 months of the year. So you have to be in a comprehensive strength and conditioning program throughout the year,
right?
And that's going to make you and give you the ability to compete with the best.
Harnett hands the ball off to Schoen again, and Schoen, holy cow, does he have a room, and he breaks this. This is his 2nd touchdown of the day, and he took this thing 45 yards. What a nice run by this young man. He's got some speed, and that's going to draw a flag. Okay, well, Schoen did a great job. Harnett's done a great job, and Pacific has got another 6 points on the board. And they're answering every single time that the Edge do something. Pacific is answering as well. So we've got a tie game right now. This is kind of exciting.
Yeah, if you like touchdowns and points on the board, then this is the game for you.
Well, I guess if we were Bill Belichick, we wouldn't.
I think as long as he wins, he doesn't care what the score is.
I don't think it matters. No such thing as a bad win. So, Lee, tell us a little bit about, a couple times when we've chatted, you've seemed to have an emphasis on the off season and the conditioning in the off season. Do you think, in your opinion, if you look at Alabama, for instance, the second most important hire they make is their strength and conditioning guy, and he gets paid good money for that. Do you think that high schools, in your opinion, should start looking at adapting a bit more aggressive strength and conditioning programs?
Yeah, I mean, if they have the capacity to add something like that into their programming and maybe do it across all their sports, then it's definitely something. I know it's a model that's used at the university level, and if it can be emulated, obviously, at the high school level, it's something that would be of huge value. Usually the programs that are best in our CFC 50, we rank the top 50 public high schools across Canada during the year on a week-to-week basis, and usually the top high schools are the ones that run a 12-month program.
Right. Well, we have T-shirts that say there is no off season. So
it's easy to wear a T-shirt.
It's easy to wear a T-shirt.
It's easy to put a saying on your Instagram.
Yeah, it is.
But it's the hard work that counts. And at the end of the day, those things will catch up with you if it's just all talk.
Yeah, that's true. And coaches know that they can walk through any weight room in the off season and they can see how their season's going to go by how many guys are in there participating. So it certainly helps. All right, the Edge have the ball, and they throw a little pass out in the flat. It is caught, but he's immediately dropped. As Pacific was all over that, they read that right away. So that'll bring up second down. Scores tied. The conversion did not happen. We have a tie game. We're in the third quarter here at the third annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here in beautiful Richmond, British Columbia. West Coast style football here. Off in the distance there, if the camera picks it up, you can see the varsity guys. They're getting ready, and they're going to be up next at 2 o'clock this afternoon, or close thereof. And that's going to be a pretty exciting game. They played well on Friday.
Yeah, the U.S. Edge got the edge in that game. We'll
Yep.
see if this Pacific team can square it up for the north of the border side. So
Yep.
it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and with this group, the future stars here, as they get ready for a 3rd and 5, the O-line guys, the guys in the trenches on the O-lines are doing a really good job. And I noticed that on the roster for Pacific anyway, I mean, they're averaging around 240, 250 on that line.
Yeah, there's definitely some great prospects in this game and on Friday's games. And, I think one of the reasons it's 30-30 is the O-line.
Yeah, absolutely. And was it Howard Mudd used to say that O-linemen are like mushrooms? They kept in the dark, but you need them.
Yeah, it's like a turnover.
All right, looks like we have a turnover. Edge made a good run, but he didn't hang on to the ball. Nice hit. Couldn't see who made it, but Pacific made a nice defensive stand there, and they're going to get the ball back. And with the score tied at 30, they're in prime real estate now on the edge side of the field in order to try to get a leg up in this game. If you're just joining us, you're watching the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here in Richmond, British Columbia. Tied score at 30 between the Canadians and the American teams. That you're watching the top 15, 16-year-old athletes here compete in a weekend prospect exhibition that is going to allow them to be seen and monitored by some of the top scouts and schools at the next level. Blitz coming. Quarterback hands the ball off, and that was read from the very beginning. Probably would have been better served to pull it and go. Nicely done by the USA Edge squad there. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and long. We're talking with Lee Barrett, who's the CEO and founder of CanadaFootballChat.com. Lee, what is there about analyzing these players, or what are the parameters
Scouts looking for?
Yeah, what are the scouts looking for? I mean, it's got to change a little bit from when they're, say, underclassmen and up until they're a varsity player. I mean,
yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're a younger player, the scouts are just going to probably just see who the best players are because they can't project, and neither can you, as far as how they're going to grow and mature as a height, weight, etc.
Right.
With the measurables per se. And then when they get to an older age, then they're going to take all those three factors in. First will be the measurables. Depending on what position you play, the height, weight, stuff like that, and then the athletic ability.
Yeah.
Again, depending on the position, if you're a skill guy, you got to run a good 40.
Yeah.
If you're a big guy, you got to be able to run around at least a little bit, at least have some quickness and some athletic ability, and then the last thing's the football. You got to pass the first two to get them to put on your tape. But if you're one of the things that players must realize is that they got to market themselves, and one of the ways they can do that is by doing a good game film. And the suggestions I can give anyone is, first of all, put your best clips at the beginning. Don't hide it at the 7-minute mark. I think that's Nolan Olm with the touchdown there.
Yeah. Well, while we're discussing how these guys factor into things, Harnett connects with Ulm again, and that's another 6 points for Pacific as they've responded nicely here in the second half, and that's going to take them up to 36 points as they look to go for the 2-point conversion. 36-30, that was a beautiful pass. Harnett has had a great day.
Yeah, he's
actually really a great weekend.
Yeah, strong player, tested well yesterday, ran
Alberta,
well.
right?
No, he's a local kid.
Oh, is he local?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's definitely one that's on our radar for the game in June.
Wow. Well, this young man, he's very calm, very poised. I remember on Friday there were several low snaps that he had, or even snaps over his head, and he remained very calm and just managed to make positive out of what could have been a massive negative.
Okay, you're talking about the quarterback. Yes, he's from Alberta.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes, Jackson, yes. All right, there we go. Ball on the ground. And that was Bennett Sawchuk. He didn't get the handle on that one. And so that conversion fails. So it stays at 36-30. Pacific over the Edge. So the Edge are still in this thing. And this has been an exciting game so far this afternoon.
Yeah. But with regards to the game film,
yes.
Go back to that. Players, what they got to do, they got to put their best clips at the beginning. Don't hide it at minute 7. If coach doesn't see what he wants to see in the first 3 or 4 clips, he's going to turn it off.
That's correct, yeah.
Don't worry about what music you put on it. Make sure it's no lyrics. They're going to turn the volume off anyway, so they really don't care what the music is. It's not going to make an impact. Put your contact information, your height, weight, 40, GPA, all at the front in a still shot. And again, it doesn't need to be more than 3 or 4 minutes. And put your best clips at the beginning.
Well, Lee, let's talk about something that a lot of times you don't hear players even thinking about. I think, but social media. I know coaches that the very first thing they do when they get tape from a player that looks good on tape, the very first thing they do is they start punching up Facebook and Chat Snap and all those other type of social media forums. And a lot of these guys don't understand that if they post stuff there that, can be a bit controversial or whatever, it can come back and hurt them.
Yeah, I mean they're going to do a lot of homework depending on how big the program is, and they're looking for character.
Absolutely.
And they're looking for first and foremost character flaws.
Yep.
And they don't want to have guys that are going to be a problem on their program because it's just a finite percentage between the top and bottom players that that could be the difference in winning a national championship and not. So, with the big programs in the States, they actually have third-party services that does that for them. So it's you got to make sure that your everything you do is marketing yourself, and if you're doing something on social media, that's part of it. So you got to make sure that you're doing everything the right way.
Yeah, I know. Even in the NFL, they had was it Chris Carter had the first rookie forum, and his job was to let them know, hey, this is what you got to look for now. You're a professional athlete now, so be careful.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Pacific hanging on to their lead here, 36-30. That last pass was a little bit of a miscue, but they lived to play another down. Third down, looks like they have around 7 yards before they can get that first down. And the wind is picking up a little bit of a variable wind. But that's not really a factor today. One of the unique things about this game and the format in this game is that the playbooks have been simplified, so it allows these guys just to go out and just be focused on execution. Oh, nice hit. Don't know who made contact there, but looks like it was a very solid stop. And that was Riley Schaefer, 6'4", 230. Made great contact on that running back and brought him down immediately. So we've got a 4th and 5 as Pacific tries to defend this one more time and get another chance with the football. Audible called. Quarterback's making the adjustments. 20 personnel in the game. Ball snap. Fake to the running back, and he's going over top. Tried to hit that little post route again, but pass was too high, and there were 2 defenders in the area as well. So might have been a good thing it was a little high. So that'll bring a change of possession on downs, and Pacific will take over, leading 36-30 here at the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here in Richmond, British Columbia. Coming up after this game, we've got the varsity division, and they'll be settling in. And that game kicks off around 2 o'clock or maybe 2:15. And that's going to be an exciting game. They had the U.S. came out ahead on that on Friday, so we'll see if the Canadians have a response today. Probably will. And great atmosphere, though, don't you think, Lee? We're talking with Lee Barrett, the CEO and founder of CanadaFootballChat.com. This whole international environment, these kids get to know each other and get to share different backgrounds and all that stuff. Even for the coaches, it's a good environment.
No, 100%. I mean, we've got kids from California, New Jersey, Texas, South Carolina, Puerto Rico, Missouri, Kansas, and then we have kids from obviously British Columbia, but also Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Northern Ontario.
Yeah, so if you're checking in anywhere on the World Wide Web, you could be sitting in, Mumbai, India, where I know they're playing football, and you're thinking, man, what are the chances of me ever getting an opportunity to play in North America? But don't think it's impossible, because it is. I mean, not that long ago, 20 years ago, some kid in Kansas in a cornfield out there, he wouldn't have been thinking about playing in Richmond, British Columbia in an international competition. So, there's a lot of things happening in the world of football, and it's a tremendous vehicle to help these young men not just get to play the game they love, but they get a great education in the process, and they get to build friends. They get to build friends. And it's another score by Schoen. Wow. This young man has been standout all day long. And that is going to increase Pacific's lead. But again, a yellow flag. So we'll have to wait and see how the officials sort this out. And it looks like that scoring play may be negated. I think it's coming back. All right. Well, we want to thank Lee Barrett.
Thank you.
We've been talking to him. He's this man knows this game, and he knows the players that are involved playing this game all the way across Canada. And so if you want to find out what he knows, a lot of what he knows he shares at CanadaFootballChat.com. You can get your membership today and get tuned in and informed on everything that happens with varsity football all across this country. Thanks, Lee. Thanks for dropping by. All right, we're in the third quarter, and Pacific pounding on the door again. They had one touchdown called back, and Schoen again is down around the 12-yard line, looks like. And this young man is running really, really hard, and he's really making an impact and an impression this afternoon. Want to thank our sponsors this afternoon, Fox 40, all those whistles that they make that help us, that help these players in this game, or any sport for that matter that requires a whistle. Official sponsor and proud sponsor of this event, and they're the best in the world. Official and authentic, get your Fox whistle today. As well, we want to thank Bodywear. We want to thank the CFL for their continued support of amateur football, and we want to also thank Lee Barrett and his group, fine group at CanadaFootballChat.com. All right, Harnett, he hands the ball off, and it didn't go really well. They lost some yards, and now flags are flying, a little extracurricular activity out there on the field, and we do have a Pacific player down. I do believe that was the running back. He's a little shaken up, but now he's getting up. He's fine. A lot of times you just need to take a moment and gather yourself once you get hit a little hard. But there was a little extracurricular activity out there after the play, and it looks like it's going against the edge. So that's going to advance the ball. A lot of these young players, early in their career, they need to learn about mental toughness and also mental discipline. And that means you don't make silly mistakes at any time. Coaches hate that stuff. And, it can cost you, especially when it's, a 4th and 1, a 3rd and 1, and all those critical situations. You're inside the red zone and some guy jumps offside or, lets his emotions, gets the better of him. You want to try to control those things. This is an emotional game. You want to be emotional. That's fine, but it's got to be controlled emotion. All right, the officials are sorting this thing out. Trying to get all the pieces of the puzzle in place. 36-30, the score. Pacific knocking on the door. This would be a huge touchdown because that would give them, in this game, a substantial lead. And actually, it looks like they backed Pacific up. Pacific were the offenders, so that's instead of a second and short, it's going to be a third and long. We're going to call it 3rd and 9. All right. Well, if you're just joining us anywhere on the World Wide Web, we want to thank you for joining us. You're watching the 3rd annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here in Richmond, British Columbia. Wonderful weekend of international amateur football competition. Canada versus the U.S. It's a 3rd down and 9. Harnett fakes the ball, keeps it to himself, and he's going to run over the right side. He's going to turn the corner and just couldn't get past the defensive back who came down and shoved him out of bounds. But there's another flag on the field. And we'll have to wait for the officials to sort this out. But Harnett, again, showing some tremendous quickness and speed at getting around the outside edge. He's been doing that all weekend. All right. Looks like Pacific going to get backed up again. And that's going to put them at a 3rd and long. And we're just going to say it's going to be 3rd and 13. We'll go with that. This would be huge for the USA Edge team to get out of this situation and be able to have the ball here in the 3rd quarter and try to get a go-ahead score. If they could stop Pacific here, they'd certainly have that opportunity. It'd be a lot better than being down by 2 possessions. Instead, they have a 1-possession game. All right, Harnett takes the ball. He's going to toss it to Sawchuk, who's looking for space. He just doesn't have any. The edge defenders read that right away. And again, a yellow flag. The Zebras are having some fun now. That's 3 plays in a row that we have seen flags on the field. And it is definitely slowing this game down. We were talking earlier about the offensive lines on both of these clubs. Really sizable young men considering their age. I mean, these are 15, 16-year-old players. And Pacific, I know they average probably somewhere between 240 and 260 on the O-line. And they've had a really good afternoon up until this point. And for whatever reason, we're just getting three plays in a row that they've been tagged. But nice performance this afternoon by both O-lines. Quarterbacks have had some time, and the running backs in particular have had holes that they can run through. And so that's made it a fun afternoon, not just for the fans in the stands, but I'm sure everyone at home's been able to enjoy watching this as well. All right. Now it's 3rd and really long. So we got a 3rd and about 20. Harnett takes the ball. He's looking. He's going to do, it's a little reverse. And he changes direction and goes back over the opposite side, and he's got some positive yards. It's not enough for the 1st down, but that was a nice little change of direction play. That's the 2nd time that Pacific has done that. And they caught the edge a little bit off balance there each time. So Little trickery out of the OC's bag of tricks. Both these teams have had the same playbook, both offensively and defensively. So keeps everything pretty simple. Everybody knows, you know, what the plays are. Oh, there was a flag on that play too. So we're still going the opposite direction. So all the progress that Pacific made, they've just 4 plays in a row, they're getting backed up. Over in the distance, you can probably hear the varsity guys getting pumped up and ready to go. The Americans are making their way to the field and getting ready for the varsity game that comes up next following this contest here with the Future Stars. All right, Harnett takes the ball. He's looking deep. He's going to air it out, and he has a receiver. And at the last minute, it was broken up, and another flag on the play. I didn't see the defender touch the receiver. The only thing I can see was that he didn't get his head turned around looking at the ball. But either way, the official saw something he didn't like, and they threw the flag. All right, if you're just joining us, you're watching the 3rd annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge from beautiful Richmond, British Columbia, Canada. If you've never been to this part of the country, you're really missing something. Beautiful, beautiful country. Spectacular, actually. You could inscribe that underneath that word. That's a great adjective to use. I've traveled a lot, and this is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, bar none. Great day for football this afternoon. Timeout now, called by the Canadians. They're going to try to figure this thing out and stop the bleeding. They had a tremendous drive going downfield, and for 5 plays in a row, they've been slapped with a flag, and they seem to be moving in the opposite direction. But they do hold the lead. It's 36-30, and we are past the midway point of the 3rd quarter. We don't have an official field clock, so we have to kind of guess where we're at in the quarters, and we'll do the best we can for you at home. But we're probably past the midway point of the 3rd quarter and heading toward the 4th. So far, a great game. Highest scoring game of the weekend, 36-30 in favor of Pacific. This young quarterback here for Pacific, tremendous job. Harnett, he's certainly helped his stock this weekend with the scouting departments. All right, takes the snap. He's looking downfield. He tried a little dump there, a little screen dump, and it was read by number 74 of the U.S. That big D lineman said, "I'm not having any of it." And he finally put an exclamation point on that play. Nicely done by the defensive player. 4th down, about 5 or 6 yards. And Pacific comes out for one more shot here. The Edge have made a meal out of converting 4th downs today. And now it's Pacific's turn to see if they can do it. Harnett looks, he's going deep. He's going to the end zone. He's got an open receiver, and that is 6 points. Another touchdown for Jackson Harnett. And wow, was that a pretty pass. That receiver, he just blew past that defender, and that was a great pitching catch. So that advances the score for Pacific, and that's going to put them up to 42 points, a 12-point lead, and they're going to try for a 2-point conversion. Again, the format for this weekend, there are no special teams allowed, so no kicks, no punts. None of that stuff. So they're just going to do a 2-point conversion here. You can either run it in or pass it in. And I think it's from the 3-yard line is what they're doing it from. So let's see what Pacific decides to do here. They've got trips to the right, 10 personnel. Sawchuk's to his rear. And Jackson surveys the defense. Takes the ball. He's going to fake the flip, and he's going to keep it himself. And he's going to try to turn the corner and he does. He's got it. A 2-point conversion for Jackson Harnett. And Pacific has increased their lead 44-30. 14 points separates these two teams now here as we head into the waning moments of the third quarter. A whole other quarter to go, so. Oh, is it fourth now? Well, no field clock, fellas. I've just been informed they're in the fourth quarter, so. If the Edge are going to do anything, they need to do it on this drive in order to get back in this game. Want to thank our sponsors again. Really important. Want to thank Richmond, the city of Richmond, for hosting this event. We want to thank the Richmond Raider, local community football organization. They've been tremendous in providing a lot of the logistical resources that have been needed this week. Want to thank Fox Whistles, of course. We want to thank Bodywear. Want to thank Canadian Football League and, of course, CanadaFootballChat.com. And all the volunteers that have come out, all the coaches that have given their time in order to make this event happen, even the production crew. I want to thank these guys. They've been tremendous. They're not in the sunshine, folks. I got to tell you, it may be warm out on the field, but I can tell you firsthand that we are not in a luxury box, and it is a little chilly here today. The players have it easy. A little warm out there, but up here it's jackets and still wearing a little bit of layered clothing, I'll tell you. All right, on tap, we have the varsity game, which is going to commence. As soon as this one's over, there'll be about a 5-minute break, and then we'll go right into the varsity game. A lot of fans starting to show up for that one. The varsity guys, now the future stars and the varsity, it's really important every rep here because they're all aiming for that June 1st game. And that's broadcast by TSN, the sports network, a subsidiary of ESPN, and that's going to be a national broadcast where the top 60 athletes in Canada get to participate in that game. So for these players, this is a big, big deal. All right, the Edge, quarterback takes it. He gives to the running back, number 16, powers his legs forward, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards on that play. And as they try to get something going on the offensive side of the ball for the Edge. 16, that was number 17, sorry. He's done a tremendous job this afternoon. He's a big kid, strong kid, and looks like he's going to go to the sideline and get a little bit of a breather, and they're going to send number 11 in the game to take his spot. Coaches on the field this afternoon. In this format, they're allowed to be out there. Helps the players move efficiently in an all-star game. Keeps things a little bit more in sync. Given to number 16, and he is going to find some space on the left side of the line, and he's going to move it out, and he may have the first down. I think he does. And that'll move the chains, give him a fresh set of downs as we're in the fourth quarter of the third annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here on the west coast of Canada. In April, on the 28th, for those of you on the eastern side of Canada, you're going to get an opportunity as the University of Toronto at the TD Center. They're going to host another Fox 40 Prospect Challenge, and that's going to be on the 28th of April. So mark that one on your calendar to get ready to go out and attend that because you'll see some of the best athletes again out there. All right, 20 personnel package for the Americans. Quarterback's going to keep it, and he's going to try to get some yards, and he slides forward, and they're probably going to give him forward progress. He's going to pick up 6. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 4. As the Edge are starting to move the ball on the ground a bit. And they're trying to, make up 14 points here. And it's doable, but they're going to have to score, and they're going to have to get the ball back fairly quickly. All right, ball snap, quarterback's looking, and he was looking to go out anyway, right away, but that ball is ruled incomplete. It hit the turf before it went into the hands of the receiver, and so they'll reload with a third and four, sorry. Third down. All right. Mineru Park. If you're wondering where we're at today, we're at Mineru Park in Richmond, British Columbia. Beautiful facility here. Great for all types of youth sporting activity. All right, quarterback makes some audible shifting, running tight trips, fakes it, and now he's going to the air. He's got number 2 on a quick slant, and he's got some yards and brought down after a big gain. Moved the chains once again. That was about 22, 23-yard pass completion. Nicely done. All they did was change the formation up a bit and run the same play to the same receiver, and that's been there all afternoon, that little skinny post for that receiver. So they know they've got something there, and they're just going to window dress it until they can stop it. Again, another post route, and again, didn't hang on. He would have had that, would have been huge, but he just didn't hang on. But again, those post routes, those skinny posts are open, and they're trying to take full advantage of them while they can. 44-30. FPC Pacific Future Stars over the USA Edge Future Stars here in the fourth quarter at the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. I want to thank you for watching today, wherever you're watching from. Many of these players from the United States have come from Kansas and California, Texas, South Carolina. Canadians have come from the Northern Ontario and Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia. They're coming from all over to play in this game. Quarterback's looking to go deep, and he's got a man. He's wide open, and he's right through his hands. That's about the third time today that the Edge have had a ball dropped on a long pass play that went right through his hands. And it doesn't matter whether it's at the amateur level or at the pro level, you still see it happen because receivers are looking to run before they noose the ball and secure it. All right. So they got a first down out of the deal. Quarterback's going to set him up there in 20 personnel. He's looking to go to the outside flat. In and out of the hands of the running back. Couldn't hang on. So they'll reload for a second down. Wind is picking up here this afternoon. It's been variable throughout the afternoon, but starting to pick up a little bit now. All right, quarterback gets set. He's got trips, and he's looking to go to the air. Nobody open on that one, so that's going to bring up third down and 10. And they're in the red zone. It would be huge for them to be able to score here, as that could make it a one-possession game. We're in the fourth quarter of the third annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here on the West Coast. All right. Quarterback fakes it to the running back, and he keeps it, and he's going forward. He's got a little bit of space. He must have picked up about 5 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And the Edge have been playing with this all afternoon. This group, for whatever reason, they seem to like the 4th down, make it or break it plays. So they run hurry up, and they're going to snap the ball now. They fake it to 16. The quarterback's going to keep it, and he's got to beat that outside edge defender, and that didn't happen. That was a nice play as Pacific denied Edge the ability to get in the game. And that leaves the score at 44-30 with Pacific taking over. And that may be game, folks. That may be the game. Well, that was a tremendous game. That was well done by both of these squads. Both the Canadian and the American squad put on a great performance this afternoon, the highest scoring game of the tournament this weekend. And hats off to all of them, to the coaching staffs for doing a great job with them. Don't go away. Stay where you're at. We're going to have the varsity division up here in a few moments. The big boys are ready to go, and we'll get it underway here shortly. Want to thank you for joining us and at the 3rd annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge in Richmond, British Columbia.